Hello dears, this is Yasser Ahmad Zai, working as a Program and Media Officer for Democracy International Afghanistan team. I want to present you a success story on a 5-day training of PMD Pro, Project Management for Development Professionals. We had this 5-day training including 3-day trainings for the exam, and finally at the 5th day we had some presentation. We had participation from DI staff, program team, research team, finance, logistics, and IT, and also some colleagues from civil society organizations. We prepared some presentation that let's watch this presentation together and be with us.
But we came up with one problem management plan. Actually, the problem we face, will face in future, which had last year, is actually with NCPR. NCPR is one of our partner, which is basically the National Center for Policy and Research. It's a government organization which the center is in Kabul University, and we have to work with NCPR, a part of our plan that already you set aside for us to do it. So this organization is a very respected organization, especially for us, because we have to work with them closely. But we had one project with NCPR last year, which was ECE survey, one of our best surveys we ever had in Afghanistan. But unfortunately, in spite of being a good project and being nicely received, we had some problems with the process of implementing the project. The NCPR was not effective as it should be. They had problem with timeline, with lots of other things. So. And this problem basically is not facing now, but we, because the new survey coming is called Youth Survey, which this time we have a subcontractor with Talbir, and we have to work again with NCPR. So we don't want to have the same problem that we had last year with NCPR. So how to come up with this challenge, we provided this presentation. Okay. First of all, we wanted to add an acknowledgement. Thanks for DI management for providing such beautiful training, and also thank Saman for managing all this, providing such nice training. Without your help, maybe it was not possible. And thanks to Ross for giving us such beautiful training, make it more participatory, friendly. For me it was first time seeing such kind of very effective training. Most of the time, if the training is more than 2 or 3 people or 4 people, I mean, the problem is that most of people, they don't want to listen, and I think Ross made the use that this EPND for himself 100% than anyone else to make it more effective and more manageable, how to involve people. So anyway, but one thing I learned is that even with PMD Pro, we cannot promise 100%. At least we increase numbers, like number of participants, and make it more effective. But at least if some people are not interested, or if the project is not 100%, it's okay. It happens in life, We cannot control everything 100%, but it can increase the efficiency to some level, right? So that's fine. Then introduction, the contents, basically. It's a little bit different from what Ross introduced yesterday, because we had a shortage of time, so we came up with this. First we came with assessment, what is the problem actually we're facing, and how can we come up with the goals. So after we'll, assessment will be, okay, I will tell the assessment was the problem. In opportunity analysis, basically we come up with tools how to fix the, tools we will use to fix this problem, and how to deal with it, and what are the use of these tools, and which tools we will use first. So after we'll introduce this part, and probable challenges, anticipation of the probable challenges, maybe even using these tools and we decide to do this thing, but still there are some challenges that we can anticipate beforehand. So Ms. Fawzia will do this part, and also the opportunity analysis, one part of it will also done with Fawzia here. So how to overcome the challenges is basically about, okay, we have challenges here, and also we have some, again, tools for the anticipate the challenges, what to do and how to do, and some ideas how to deal with it. So it comes with Khalid to introduce it. And also, steps to be taken is basically when we talk about opportunity analysis and about the challenges and how to overcome it. Basically, in the steps we come in details and make it more visible and detail in big details how we do these things in details, and which will be done by Nabil. And impact measurement. In impact measurement, again, okay, doing all this thing, using the tools and all these steps taken. At the end, we should come up with, analyzing and seeing that how much this method was effective, and it will help not only for looking at the, our method whether it's effective or not. Also, we can think about consideration of the using in the next projects. So it's very helpful.
Me.
Yeah, and this is Rafai who will introduce the impact measurement. Okay, I guess in assessment, I talked about the problem, but there's still some details here. The EC basically implemented one of the project in 2012, and again we will work with them in this next year or this year. The problem was that actually the deliverables, they had to do it on time. We had to do it again in some areas because there was also fraud there in the area, and they couldn't deliver the work on time. And the budget they provided to us was different from what we expected that they should provide us. And there was a lack of communication due to the due to the not knowing with whom we should talk with them, and so it was a difficult time for us. And also the problem was that the NCPR, they didn't know about the DI's method of budgeting. When we sent the forms to them to fill the forms and send your estimation or all these things, they didn't know how to use the forms. They didn't know how to use our method of work. And also, basically, not only their work quality was low, their expectation and definition of the quality of work was different from us. We had different criteria for scope of work and quality of work. Okay, what's the quality of work? Is it good or bad? But they had something different else. When we told them that, okay, look, your job is not good, it is not acceptable, then they got angry and said, it's okay for us. We don't care whether you like it or not. So there was a different criteria of assessing the work. And the goal we want to achieve here is basically that in the 2014 and 15, the project of youth survey that we will again involve with the NCPR, we want them to, their deliverables should be submitted on time. And also we want that their budget should be according to the DOI estimation, there should be a consensus on the budget estimation. And also that the NCPR again should be familiar with the budgeting system, which maybe we can take help of Sonia in this regard. And also maybe we should have a very clear and acceptable definition of what is the quality of work, and we should both DI and NCPR should accept the definition of the quality of work. We should have a consensus of what is the work and how should be qualified. So thanks, it's my part that we finished. Now we come to opportunity analysis, which after we'll continue.
As my colleague said, the problem was the NCPR, the field work was over budgeted, behind the schedule, and was not on time. So, from prior experience, there was no participation. We did not have any board, with participation from the NCPR and the TADBIR. So we decided to make a board, to include members from NCPR and the TADBIR. So to do the planning in a participatory approach, so that to have their visions and to make the plan according to their perspectives. In that board, we will use work breakdown structure. So to decompose the work activities, in cooperation from NCPR and TADBIR, and we will also have a network diagram to show the sequence of works, their time and budget will be diagnosed and estimated based on a collective agreement. A collective agreement, means that this sequence of the works and the budgets, time planning, everything will be done according, in a participatory approach and the agreement of all stakeholders. There, a RASI will help us, to have a clearer understanding of the responsibilities, a clear understanding of the authorities and the communication plans, and finally a communication plans that everybody knows how to do the communications, because colleagues said that we had some problems in communications also. It was a brief explanation. I think you may have some questions. At the end, we will be ready to answer your questions. Why to use these tools? As I said there was no participations of the stakeholders in the planning here in DI. So making the survey planning more participatory, to have their visions, to have their perspectives in the planning. The work implementation will be designed from involving stakeholders' vision, and thus make it more realistic. Realistic means everybody should have a clear understanding of their responsibilities, of their autonomy, and what to do, what not to do, when to do, and when not to do. Reducing the miscommunication and reducing the risk of work delay. As said my colleagues, their NCPR was always behind the schedule, not on time, and over budgeted. So to mitigate these risks, a participatory planning approach, we believe that is more effective.
Okay.
Thank you so much. In this part, I'm discussing about which tools to be used first. By creating this board, we should first of all we should have the board and have the representative of each organization, like NCPR, TACBIL, and DI represent the meetings. And also, with having this board, we can do the tools, every tools that needs for planning the project for implementation. It will come one by one, and they will discuss in the meetings based on the need of the project. They will develop the tools. Problem challenges. Anticipate of problem challenges. In here we have some of the challenges that we might face. First is cost for DI to go through this board or designing this board. It might cost DI a little bit money. That the probability is 5, and the impact is 2. So the total is 10. The other issue we might face is conflict with DI policy. Maybe DI policy is different, that they will not accept the board to design it. The probability is 2 and the impact is 8. If the impact is more, the impact is more, that we might not have it, and the total is 16. The other issue is NCPR not cooperating. The probability is 2 and the impact is 8, and the total is 16. Another last issue that we discussed about it, conflict of interest between TACBIL and NCPR. Here the probability is 2 and the impact is 8, and the total is 16.
Check.
Okay, hello. How to overcome the challenges? Okay, so we will talk about 3 points here. We can use more soft skill of precision and front lines. Okay, because as you said earlier, that we have to be nice with them. We have to be friendly with them, with subcontractor and our partners, and also changing the subcontractor if not having shared interest with NCPR. So in this case, we have to change the subcontractor if they have not interest with NCPR. And the last one, use of issue management using the change request approval process. So we will have the change the request for them.
Basically, if we cannot do in the level of tolerance what we have, the possibilities, then we have to request from DI to help us, or maybe the headquarters or something else, because like if, the example for the issue of maybe there's no policy for that, maybe we can ask DI to add such policy to things, we need to go through the issue management.
Okay, finally, so the step taken to how to do that process all we will talk about it, to finally how we're going to do this and how to manage to do this. To call other two partners or stakeholders to sit down together and solve other problems. So for that step, we have to formal invitation from representative of stakeholders to ID. So who's going to send the formal information letters to those stakeholders? So it's going to be maybe to Sylvia, so the chief executive, to call them down to the office to sit down together. Maybe we had a lunch to solve out this problem. So we don't want to face it again and again and again. So, and that, after the invitation, they come down. So we're going to introduce the project. So what's going to project about? The scope, stakeholders, and comparison the complexity of the project and maybe the collective offer the stakeholders. So what they're going to do in the future, who take the responsibilities, and common agreement in the future. So the agreement, what they tell us to, in the period of the time they have to finish their task. So we make together a planning. So the project, when it's going to start, when it's going to happen, when it's going to finish. So everybody should take responsibility, and they don't know all the stakeholders what they're going to do. So that's all about it.
Maybe. So the last part is my version. So here's the measurement of the impact. We draw the challenges, the problem, we draw the solution and the tools to solve this issue. Now how to measure this, the improvement and the changes. So there is continuous monitoring of the relationship between participatory, budgeting, plan and project schedule. So as we go ahead with the partners through these tools, we will very closely monitor the process, how the budgeting happens, how the schedule, all this will be participatory, developed and agreed and worked upon. Comparison of youth survey with the final budget timeline and quality deliverable with the ECE survey. As we go ahead with the youth survey with these two stakeholders, then we will compare this process, the level of the improvement with the previous ECE survey that we have had in 2012. So we see the improvement and the impact. So we will measure how much this measurement improved the process of our work with partners. Comparison of current techniques of planning with the participatory approach of planning. So we will see how these tools were effective. So we were using other tools in the past when working with these colleagues. So in the future, when we are using this measurement, these tools, then we will compare how the tools were effective and how we can bring more changes in the future. So that is the measurement.
Thank you. Any question about it?
Okay, dears, I think you loved the presentation what our colleagues prepared. Okay, in this period of time, I, as a representative of my whole colleagues and also civil society organizations, really thanks from Democracy International for this great opportunity to give it for us, and also a special thanks for Mr. Ross Coxon for his hard working, group working, and his sharing of his experience with us during this 5 days. We really love it, and actually we will use it in our day-to-day and daily activities that will help us a lot, especially in our professional life. We hope that Democracy International will have same programs in future that will from one side help us, our day-to-day work, and also from another side, it will directly help our country. That was really interesting. Thanks from you all and from your time.